We are the Gujarat Technological University. Since its inception over a decade ago, GTU has been empowering young and curating minds to realize their true potential. Over 4 lakh inspired students are enrolled with one of the premier academic universities in India. With more than 450 affiliated colleges in its fold operating across 5 zones of the state, GTU, the International Innovative University, your place to move forward.
Hello, good morning friends. Today we are starting with our last chapter remaining topic, finite element analysis. So what is first question arise in our mind is what is FEM or what is FEA? Some place they are written FEM and some place they are written FEA, means finite element analysis and finite element method. So let's start with the first introduction of FEA. Finite element method is the numerical technique for finding an approximate solution to boundary value problems for a partial differential equation. So here we are using the divide and rule principle to identify a non-linear or a maybe linear objects are there. So FEM is particularly used to find out the appropriate result regarding stress, strain and everything. So if we don't have the some specific boundary condition, means specific shapes are there, means cylinders are there, cubes, tetrahedron, these are the standard shapes as per the fourth chapter CREP. But some non-linear means uneven shapes are there, and if we want to find out the perfect result, actually FEM give the appropriate result. It is not a perfect result, not 100%. It is a probable result as per the boundary condition. So as you seen in the downward side, the diagram is there. Okay, sorry. So in this diagram, finite element is there, which is divided into small components, and each and every small component known as the element, and up to end vertices or a points is known as the nodes. So here the number of nodes are there and number of elements are there. So just we have to take up one small element, we have to analyze it, and so we can identify at each and every element we can find out stress, strain and the displacement as per the application. Let's start. So actually 3 phases are there in FEA: pre-processing, solution and the post-processing. Post-processing we can say it is a result kind of thing. So post-processing means for which kind of analysis we want, means thermal analysis, static structural analysis, dynamic analysis, etc. So then second one is the element selection. We will look forward for the element selection, 1D, 2D or 3D. Okay, deciding the boundary conditions. So different boundary conditions are there in the meshing type. And another thing is the load application. It will be a point load, surface load or a body load. So this is the first phase in which we can identify the forces and give the input data. This is the pre-processing. Now the solution is the one of the flow charts and the algorithms are there. So program derive the governing the matrix equation from the model and the solve from the primary equation. So this is the solution. For solution purpose we are using a different scan conversion methods, okay, and the flow charts and the algorithms. So another up to and last is the post processing. It is a result form. We are validate and check of the solution, report of the report preparation and the different analysis as per the applications, and suggestions and recommendation for the design change if it is required. Otherwise it will be a considered as a checked result. So let's start with the basic steps in the finite element analysis. So first we create the CAD geometry in the any CAD software like Creo and say Creo, CATIA, Abascus, AutoCAD. We are creating the 3D geometry of the object. Then we are simplified in the simple geometry. The main task of the FEA is to process type of analysis, material property, resultants and loads. Up to end we have to find out the mathematical model. This mathematical model create the mathematical algorithm, okay, and after that compute with the solution, and up to end we find out the solution as per the applications, as you seen in the last diagram. Sorry. Okay, now types of elements. There is a three kind of types of elements are there: 1D, 2D and 3D. Actual models are there. We will look forward for the 1D, 2D and 3D. So this is the property of the 1D, 2D and the 3D that we already know that. So as per our standard book Fazak Haidari, here I would like to explain the 1Ds per element, which is required for the small beam purpose, small element purpose or a single component purpose. So as you seen in the figure, so application of the 1D element is one stepped bar is there. So we are converted into the element. So each element have the one particularly properties: a1 l1, a2 l2, a3 lt. A is the cross section area and L is the length of the there. So as you seen in the figure, we are indicate element with the round number 1 round, 2 round, 3 round, and each and every element have the two nodes: 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. So this is the node arrangements are there. So another types is the 2D element. So 2D element has the different varieties are there: beam with the 2 node, triangular with the 3 node, quadratic with the 4 node, triangular with the 6 node, and the quadrilateral with the 8 node also. So as we increase the node, we get the exact and fine result in the analysis. So this is the 3D elements: tetrahedron with the 4 node, rectangular with the 8 node, prism with the 6 node, and arbitrary hexahedron with the 8 node. So this is the standard node which we are using for the any 3D geometry, or we can say any assembly also. We'll look example up to end. So first of all, we have to learn types of engineering analysis. This is the most important part to we have to know as an engineer. So first one is the structural analysis. So where structural analysis it will use? Structural analysis will be used for the linear model and non-linear models. So as we know that the trust of the any structure, that is particularly structure analysis. If have the one body is there, or we can say car chassis is there, just we are analyze it in a steady state condition, then it is considered as a structural analysis. So second one is the vibrational analysis. Vibrational analysis, we know that the much more vibration we got in the bridge. So here we have the one example of analysis of the vibration in the bridges. So in bridge we can say any handle, we can say any dynamic chassis body, that all rotary machines that have the vibrations. So for that purpose we have to find out the vibration, shock and the impact of the particularly thing object. So now another is the fatigue analysis. Fatigue analysis in the FAM of the locomotives, means any locomotive body or a dynamic motionable body, we want to find out the fatigue analysis. Okay, last one is the very important and very crucial things are that it is a heat transfer analysis. Any component which is deal with the thermal things or any heat transfer, then we have to learn the heat transfer analysis. There is so many kind of heat analysis are there: CFD analysis are there, fluid analysis are there, heat related to the heat flow in particularly object, in particularly assembly, for insulation purpose. This is the most important analysis in the analysis part. So here you can observe that one of the heat exchanger, cell and tube type heat exchanger is there. So how the heat distribution inside the heat exchanger, that we can observe by the analysis. So as per above listed softwares we are using for the finite element analysis, ANSYS is one of the most powerful: Nastan, Patron, Nisha, then Hypermesh. Hypermesh is particularly used for the proper meshing purpose, for a pump designing, aerospace designing, jet space engine designing, as well as the we can say that any dynamic things. CATIA, Creo, SolidWorks and Cosmos. So now one of the most important question frequently asked in the GTU steps of the FEA. So this is the 6 steps we have to know. That first step is discretization, second one is the shape function, third one is the element stiffness matrix, fourth one is the global stiffness matrix, fifth one is the determining the unknown deflection, and up to end we have to find out the stress and strain. Okay, so as per application it little bit change in these steps, but this is the standard steps as per our book Farzak Haidari. Let's start with the important steps with the brief. So first step is discretization of the continuum by the various finite elements. Now what is the discretization? So now as per figure, A is the actual system, means we have the one cantilever beam is there and it is a taper. If we want to find out the proper static structural analysis of the cantilever beam, then we have to discretize it in the second figure. It is a B, discretization of the figure. So now here discretization of any cantilever beam which is divided into the 3 element number 1, 2 and 3. That property is A1L1, A2L2 and A3L3. Up to end one P force is there, it is a tensile force is there. So if we are converting this discretization model into the FEA model, then it is a figure number C. So here is the, we are using a 1D per element. So 1D per element indicate this last one figure is there, figure number C. So this is the first step of the any FEA analysis. Now look forward for the second step. Second step is the shape function selection of a displacement model. Now as per 3 element, we are considering only one element out of them and identify the proper result. Now as per figure number A, there is a quadrilateral function and second one is the linear function. If we are taking a linear function, then actual line and linear line both have the different in between difference is there. So if we want to reduce this kind of error, then we are againly distribute single linear function into the improved linear function. Now what is the improved linear function? It is nothing but again we are applying discretization, means shape function of particular element. Now we have the node number 1 and node number 2, means element number 1. Again we are divided same element into the another 4 elements. Have you seen in the figure number C, element 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now due to that we are reduce the round of error in between the linear and the actual line. So now that's why we are say that the FEA analysis is not a perfect analysis, but it will give the probable result. So this kind of error will be there. It is a micron error will be there, but we have to consider it. So in second step we are doing the shape function. So now third step is derivation of the element stiffness matrix. Now if we are selecting one element, so that element we want to find out, or we have to find out the nomenclature, how much displacement of this, then we have to find out the stiffness of particularly element. So if I am taking a one long beam, okay, if okay I am selecting this consider this bottle as a one cantilever beam, but up to end this material is different and this material is different. So when the material difference is there, so it is depend on the elasticity of the material, so at that time stiffness will be different. So now we have to find out each element stiffness. So here one standard formula is there, F is equal to K into X, or we can say K into U. So F is equal to force at particularly element, K is equal to stiffness matrix of the particularly element, and U is the particularly displacement. If it is a force, we can consider it as a force is there. If we consider as a one pipe or a fluid flow, then we can consider as a pressure also. So we will look forward it. So we have the 3 main component, K is equal to stiffness or a matrix, U is equal to nodal displacement of the vector, and F is equal to nodal force of the vector. We can consider K means here we can observe that K is K minus K. So this is the one matrix of the stiffness of particularly one element. Let's see. Up to 4 step we have to find out global stiffness matrix. Means in one system if we have the 1 2 element, then displacement 1, displacement 2 and displacement 3, and each have the one standard element stiffness matrix K1 and K2. If we are combining K1 and K2, then we will got this kind of one global stiffness matrix K, means K11, K12, K13. This is the one matrix arrangement is there, and as per first equation, force equilibrium equation of the nodal number 1, means it is a one parallel system is there. Then K11 D1 plus K12 D2 plus K13 D3 is equal to Fn. Due to that we can find out the particularly F1, F2 and F3. It nothing but force at each and every element. Let's see. 5th number step, solution for unknown deflection. So as we learn Ku is equal to F, if we want to find out deflection at each and every place. Now it is different as per the application, means electric application is there, then stiffness is considered as displacement and force, thermal is there, then temperature and the heat source, fluid is there, then velocity and the body force is there, then electronics part is there, then electric phenomenal, and this is the change. So basically we have to know elastic, thermal and fluid. So elastic is considered for the static structure analysis, thermal is considered for the heat transfer analysis, and fluid is considered for the CFD purpose, computational fluid dynamic analysis. So this is the very important part to find out unknown. Unknown means it is nothing but unknown for displacement, unknown for temperature, unknown for velocity. And up to and last step is find out the final stress and strain. Stress is equal to E into B into Q. This is the standard equation. If we convert B is equal to E is equal to E by LE minus 1 Q1 Q2. So this is the standard formula to find out the any stresses in each and every element. So here you can observe the important formulas for the our example. Well, displacement is equal to PL upon AE, stiffness K is equal to P delta, means AE upon L, and K is equal to AE upon L, 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. So now this is the final formulation to find out any kind of stresses. Let's see, we will see the one example. So here finite element analysis, we are creating any 3D model in the ProE. We can say now it is a Creo, you can prepare in the Inventor, you can prepare in the CATIA. We are convert that model into the ANSYS. If I am give the example of the ProE, then we are select the model and convert it into the step file, or we can say parasolid. Then we can upload it, or we can say input in the analysis ANSYS. So when we are input it, first step as per we are applying the boundary condition. It is a what as per phase we can consider it is a pre-processing, means we are applying the load on the particularly body. So here we have the one Sallen tube type heat exchanger, and here we are applying the load in the all three direction X, Y and Z. So whatever load you are observing with the moment in the particularly force, so you can observe that inner side force is also there. This is the internal forces are there. This is force due to the fasteners. This is the one of the tube one side inlet and outlet. This is also a one inlet and this is outlet. Let's see second boundary condition for the moment. Here we can observe the number of moment with the X, Y and Z at each and every flange. You can observe that here the flange is connected with the another flange from the upper side pipe. For that purpose, that load also we can consider during the analysis. So here is the red portion is there, here is the red portion is there. Okay, so next is the boundary condition is a resultant force. What do you mean by the resultant force? You can observe this arrow, there is a no moment is there. This is the resultant forces due to the load, and up to n we can combine it the final boundary condition of the load plus moment. So this is the we can applying the pre-analysis. Okay, so up to end we have to find out finite element analysis purpose. This is the most important part of the any analysis steps. So here we are doing massing. So what is massing? Massing means we have to divide each and every component by selecting a one standard element. So here the 3D model is there, and I am selecting the tetrahedron massing with 4 nodes, means each and every small element have 4 nodes are there. So you can observe very fine mass is there at any circle, at any point, any plane surface. So let's see, we look on the objects. So here one tube, silent tubes are there. Here buffel plate as well as the rings are there. So this is the another part, and here is the main cell is there. Okay. So now after this this applying this load, we conclude at the stress on the full assembly. So have you observed here? So one stress on the particular, okay, I will show you the video, 1 minute. So here if we are selecting the stress, this is the stress video of particular, means it will look like you can observe here one vertical line. It is this line is indicate the safety of particularly things. We are safe up to the green. After green, if it is yellow, orange and red, then it is a failure part. So here we are observe that, so we are the safe side in the stress. Samely we have to observe second is the deformation. If it is start to deform, where it will be a fail. So you can observe the colors. Wherever the red mark is there, it is dangerous for us. Here let's see. Okay, so this is the okay. So let's start another things. Stress is there. We can also observe the deformation. So as per this deformation, this is the partial deformation of each and every component. So have you observed that this is the failure? We are doing the von Mises stress analysis, and some failure occur when the energy of distribution research that the same energy for the yield failure in the uniaxial tension, means when it cannot observe that such tension, at that time failure should be there. So have you observed that circular part is there? At that place we find out the red marks, and this is the saddle portion where the whole body load will be applied on the particularly saddle. So some failure is there, so we have to clear this failure. So this is the one real-time example of the heat exchanger analysis. Thank you. If you have some questions, you can ask me by WhatsApp, by email, or you can give me your question on the YouTube channel. Thank you.